Number 630, in red roof line, first up high of his automobile. Still decent moving off to number 44. Jeffrey Lee out of the call. Most of you heading out tonight. We certainly appreciate you coming out here. Time with us here on night number 2 of the Science Simulation Service. That is 158. First County Randolph Fair. Heading out tonight, states going home. Look forward to into their back. Time expiring on a few of these vehicles right now. 119. Down the flag on the door of boat. Referees keeping close eye on the drivers down there at the car. They're all working down in very close proximity. All of the daylight down at the near end of the track right now. In this particular event, we are going to be paying out 4 spots. 1250 to win, 500, 250 for third, 100 bucks for fourth. Looks like time have expired on the 44. The referee's trying to get the attention of the 44, and there goes the flag off the door post. Jeffrey Lee.
Do they have repeat numbers? Is that really him? Right dead in the middle of everybody right now.
It's already on.
In the middle of all the dead cars. See it? I'll get it.
Okay, I think we are down to 4 drivers at this time. I can see that the 630 guys are showing some
He
movement.
just got hit right now.
Moving off to number 83, Jason Webb. Number 40, the second. Number 61. And finally, the number 50 XL.
Huh?
Familiar names here in any car fit. 4 drivers to the left, right, all 4 here at East Prize running to the 1250 to win. 500 to second, 250 to third, 100 bucks for a 4th place finish. Right now, it looks like the 50XL with the most running room. That's Justin Crooks out of Ridgetown. Down at the far end. There goes the number 61 back to the run. 83 heading on down. Kenny Kaiser. Kenny Kaiser's got his back running as well. Looks like all four of these days back underway right now. And again, folks, you are heading out again. We thank you for coming out here as soon as you need to go. Thanks for making sure. A lot of great things coming up for the rest of the week here. 158. First County Randolph Fair. Looks like the 50XL trying to get some shots around this time. There's a no shot. Number 61 just got refired. Just slid on the back down towards the track. Number 83 trying to refire as well. Jason Webb out of that water. You can see the smoke. The corner out from under the hood. That number 83 machine. Okay, looks like down to a two-car show at this time. The 50XL with the advantage. And just Crooks out of the blue down. The 636 driveways, and there it is. The red flag's flying. The red flag's flying. Your winner in the 50XL, Justin Crooks out of Riptown. Up by Collision Craft going away with the win. The second place. The number 630, that is Kenny Kaiser out of Ravenna. Also sponsored by Collision Craft. Third is going to be the number 83, Jason Webb out of Atwater. And in fourth place, that's Douglas Morley the second out of Atwater. The number 61 down at the far end. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank you for coming out and taking it easy with us here tonight. Appreciate you coming out here, enjoying all the abilities there. We would also like to thank all the drivers as well for taking time to get the vehicles ready. Bring them out here, always a great fun.
By Eldrith Photography. Looks like the 009. That's Donald Pullett out of Ravenna lining up on the track. Matt Schulte in the 331 out of Akron in the S&L machine. And that means Andre Wirt out of Suffield is going to round out our field here in the truck event. Now the trucks are going to be paying $12.50 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third, and $100 for a fourth place finish in tonight's event. Okay, looks like the green flags are up, so the drivers are ready, the referees are ready. Gonna go ahead and give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they're off and running here. There's the Demolition Derby truck event here, getting things underway with these V8 pickup truck. And the top 4 spots, and there goes a tire right off the bat, courtesy of the 9mm Carl Everhart. Popping the tire on Andre's work number 88 machine. Didn't take long for that to happen. Looks like a couple of these trucks are stalling out right now, but everybody's stacking and packing them down at the west end of the track. The 9mm looks like he's got the most running room out there. That's Carl Everhart out of Atwater. Got the 4D. Eugene Baldwin going to be chasing down the number 755, Stephen Long. And some good hits still going on in the early going out here. Now we did have a broken drive shaft, looks like on the number of 418. That's Sebastian Klein out of Randolph. Telling he did break the drive shaft on that vehicle already. And they're pushing them on down the track, the 811. Russ Hader, but check out what's a-coming, folks. That's the 311, Matt Schulte out of Akron. Going to be driving the 311 right on down to the far east end of the track. He threw caution to the wind, and he just put one heck of a hit on him down there, hacking him into that far end. The double deuce right now sitting in the middle of the track. That's Stephen Shook out of Dunedin Hutton right now. And it looks like we've got something blowing sky high, a little. Out of Rootstown, going to be going after the 410X. That's Mike Govin, also out of Rootstown. Track central right now. Looks like we've got the 331 with that last run. Looks like Matt Schulte taking himself out of contention. Eugene Baldwin in the number 4D. Looks like he's trying to refire that machine. Had a little bit of a problem with that one last night. Look what we got, the 755. That's Stephen Long out of Akron. He's still got her running, but he's definitely got some problems. He lost the whole front end on that. And there goes a tire on the heater machine. Just heard the 811 get a tire pop, courtesy of the number 7 at Jeremy Street. Had that front bumper popped in there and popped it right off the bead, it looks like. So unfortunately, that's going to slow down. Russ Heater's number 811. The 811, definitely no stranger. Truck track out here. Looks like he's got both rear tires flat at this time. A little bit of a Alamender left right now. And he's going to take it down the track center. He's going to receive a hit from the 009. That's Donald Pullen. Side to side with the number 9mm. That's Carl Everhart out of Atwater. They're going to be giving some hits and then taking one right away in the truck event right now. Looks like Russ Heater's currently got his front bumper hooked up on top of that concrete barricade right now. There we got her wiggled off, and he's back underway in that Tar Heel roofing machine. That's number 811. Russ Heater back into contention. He's taking the top of the middle. Out of a Rootstown. Like Jeremy's going to be receiving one of himself there. That's in the number 9mm of Carl Everhart. Carl driving out Backwater. Getting a few hits here this time to the 811 for Russ Heater out of Alliance. Mike Govin working the grandstand side of the track. And the truck's starting to get warmed up just a little bit. Looks like we got at least one of them on the timer right now. Unfortunately, all this punishment and abuse that these trucks have been receiving. Hey, there goes the 009, Donald Pullen, back underway, getting that thing moving on down the track right now. He's working his way down there this time, mixing it up with Carl Everhart in the 9mm. Govern out of Rootstown coming on in there. The number 70, Vince Hamrick, still keeps things moving in that 70 machine. Got the double deuce right in behind him. Steve Schiff out of Janaden Hutton. Steve could be bringing her back toward the middle of the track. 9mm kind of lighting up the sky. Got the flames dancing out of those headers right now. 410X Mike Govern out of Rootstown, bringing her on back into the number 70 of Vince Hamrick. Chasing them on down the track. The 009 Donald Pullett bringing her on down. He got a little bit of steam dancing out from the radiator area of the 009 machine. He's going to take another pop in the nose courtesy of Carl Everhart, the 9mm machine. The 410X Mike Govern re-firing at this time, and in comes the 70 Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. Looks like the double deuce currently hung up. Oh, and there goes the 9mm. Looks like he may have went after a tire on the number 70. Looks like he does have those protectors on the back of that. Luckily, he's keeping that thing in there. And look at the steam and the pressure built up inside of the radiator of the 009. As Donald Pullett tries to get that machine re-fired, and daggone it, there goes the flag off the door post of Russ Peters, number 811, taking him out of contention on that pick-em-up truck. The 009 back into contention. Sliding past Vince Hamrick in the 70. They got a couple of them with a grudge match going on down there. Carl Everhart out of Atwater, looking over his shoulder at the number 70 of Vince Hamrick. Mike Govern in the 410X coming on in to play right now, and he's being followed up by Steve Schiff in the double deuce. 22 coming on in, and it looks like the 009 back on the timer. That's Donald Pullett out of Ravenna. 5 vehicles left. We are going to be taking the top 4. The top 4 are going to be getting some prize money today in this pickup truck event. Still on the 009 at this time with Donald Pullett doing the best he can. That machine has been running warm for quite some time now, and doggone it, it looks like time just expired on the 009 as the flag goes down off the doorpost, taking himself out of contention. Right now, it looks like we do have our final 4 at this time. That's the double deuce. Steve Schiff got the number 70 Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown. Govern behind the wheel of the 410X. Oh! Hold them up, drivers. Got the red flags flying. Let's hold them up. Got the flames dancing all around in there. They're going to take a closer look. It looks like we do have the flames on the inside. I believe that's probably some transmission fluid, I'm guessing. That's the 9mm. That's Carl Everhart out of Atwater, climbing out of his machine. He's been putting on one heck of a show in the 9mm machine out there, and that thing lit up the sky inside that cloud of smoke. But the good thing is Carl Everhart in that 9mm guaranteed a 4th place finish. Back up high in the sky, and I think they're going to go ahead and turn them loose and let them go before they get any warmer out there. Again, we already got our 4th place finisher guaranteed out there, the 410X Mike Govern. Like he is currently hooked up onto the number 70 of Vince Hamrick. And the 22, Steve Schiff. right now with the advantage at this time. Trying to get his machine jockeyed around to where he can make a hit. And a little more daylight coming off the number 70, Vince Hamrick. Rocking and rolling that machine, getting her jockeyed around right now. The 410X Mike Govern on the timer. See what he's able to do here within the remaining seconds of the 1 minute time limit. Vince Hamrick going to be taking her around. Taking a little different approach to things as he uses the nose of that number 70 to go after the double deuce machine. And it looks like time has expired on the 410X as they're trying to get the attention of the driver of the 410X. Mike Govern going to be getting a third place finish here tonight. So we got two drivers left, two of them left. The 1-2 finish between Vince Hamrick and the number 70 and the 22, Steve Shoop. Vince driving out of Rootstown tonight. Steve Shoop out of Janaden Hutton. Oh, and it looks like he's got to use the Armstrong steering in the number 70. You can see him wrestling that wheel around right now. Doing the best he can. He's jockeying it around. Looks like he is making some headway out there. '22, Steve Shoop coming on back right now. So we got the 1-2 finish. $1,250 is going to be going to the winner. $500 is going to be paid out for a second place finish today. Both of these vehicles are very, very warm at this time. You can see all the steam rolling out from each one of them. Maybe a little bit of smoke coming out of the engine compartment right now. The 22. Both drivers standing strong out here in the late going of our truck event, leading off night number 2 here at the Smash Demolition Derby. Oh, and it looks like they may be momentarily hooked up. Looks like Vince Hamrick going to shove his way on down the track. Right now, what I believe is doing is trying to get a little bit of elbow room out here. Neither one of them having too good a luck with the steering on this. The 70 kind of slip sliding in there, possibly locking it in at this time. We'll see if he's able to wiggle his way off the 22. Let's see if Steve Shoop is able to work his way out.
Steve's not running.
Now at this point in time, the 22 is stalled out. They're trying to get the 22 refired. If both vehicles were running, they would possibly stop it to unhook them, but the 22 is on the timer trying to refire at this time. And the seconds ticking down here for the 22 to get refire. Looks like I got some smoke coming out of here. And there it is. Looks like the time expired. The 22 did stall out. That means the number 70, Vince Hamrick out of Rootstown, sponsored by Be Nice Engine and Brian's Construction, going to be walking away with the first place finish here in the full-size truck event and the checkered flag. Again, Vince Hamrick behind the wheel of the number 70 out of Rootstown, taking away the win. Steve Shoop in the 22 out of Janaden Hutton, taking away the second place finish. Third place was Mike Govern in the 410X, also out of Rootstown, sponsored by Eldrith Photography. And finally, we know the 9mm Carl Everhart out of Atwater, rounding out our top four. Now, again, this did pay $1,250 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third, and $100 for a fourth place finish here. Was on my sheet back here. We only got one that doesn't appear to be on the track at this time. Countdown starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And the youth class is underway here at the Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up Automobile Demolition Derby youth event. And they are rocking and rolling. Now, folks, the one thing you're going to notice here, they are a little more lenient on the times with these young drivers. Obviously, this is a way for these youngsters to learn in the next step of demolition derbying, so they are still going to give them time limits, but they may kind of pad it just a little bit. Again, they want these drivers to looks like we've got the 871 heading on down that Sentinel out of Rootstown. Here comes the 18X coming on back. And I'll tell you, the number 71, Lila Murphy, is getting busy. If you watch that vehicle, very easy to follow with the large yellow sign. She has been keeping the hammer down and putting some hard hits on. Oh, it looks like we may have one pulling flags already out here. Unfortunately, we got some of the drivers having a real good time out here doing donuts and what have you out there, but that's what it's all about. Having fun, enjoying the sport. And these are going to be memories that last a lifetime. The 00 coming on up here. That's Spencer Heisel out of a Randolph. Very easy to follow in the 00 machine. Got a lot of lighting on top of that 00 machine. Watch the 18X bringing her on down at a high rate of speed. My goodness, what a hit out of Joshua Webb. Josh out of Lisbon. Rolling on down the track in the 18X, putting one heck of a hit on at this time. The 935 going to be bringing her down to track center. That's Alyssa Smith out of Atwater. She's going to be followed up very closely by the 18X. Oh, and I don't know that the 00 Nope, the double O's calling her quits out there. Definitely had something go on, and that is a unfortunate part of Demolition Derby. And whether you're in the large cars or the small cars, mechanical failures can definitely cause you a lot of grief and headache. Here comes the 124X, Anthony Dietz, and the 72. Looks like calling her quits at this time as well. That's Alex Fillmore out of Rootstown. So unfortunately got a lot of them coming down through here. And some great Demolition Derby action here in this youth event. Now the youth class is going to be paying Now in the youth event, they are paying 3 spots out here. $750 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third in this youth event class here. And again, this is a great way for these youngsters to get involved in the sport. Right now it looks like the FC40 junior, Hutton Krieger, out of Rootstown, trying to get that machine refired. The Krieger name very familiar around here. Remember the Scott Krieger in the trucks, rolling around for quite a few years. Looks like the torch may be passed, and here comes the JF2. That's Deegan Foster out of Randolph, bringing the JF2 right on down, chasing down Dylan Tasker out of Whalen. Dylan's going to head on down to the west end of the track. The 825 looks to be right over on general vicinity. That's Joe Heater out of Alliance. Looks like Joe trying to refire and get the orange machine back underway. Okay, hold them up, drivers, hold them up. Got the red flags out. Let's bring them to a stop. Hold them up. Getting the action back underway here in the youth event. Smash It Demolition Derby. Again, night number 2 here. It's 2016 Portage County Randolph Fair. I've got movement out of about 3 down at the far end. Looks like we may have a couple of them on the timer right now. The JF2, Deegan Foster trying to get that machine refired here at Track Central. Got the 825 rolling on in. And it looks like they must go through quite a bit of orange paint over there at the Heater residence. 825 sporting the color of the orange as well. Looks like they're bringing the pack of 3 back toward the center of the track. We may have just stalled out on at least one of these drivers right now. The 18X, as we remember, Josh Webb putting some hard hits on earlier. Looks like going to be the 871 coming on back right now. Seth Knoll out of Rootstown. And a couple more of them still on the timer right now. It looks like time did expire for the JF2 Deegan Foster. And it looks like we still have some movement going on. Looks like we have... Actually, that was not the number 10 that I saw Aaron Jacobs climbing out. Because the number 10 still rolling strong. Aaron Jacobs out of Suffield. Yeah, I did let it. Oh, and look at the steam rolling off the number 10 right now. It's Aaron Jacobs still keeping things moving. Now it looks like the 18X took themselves out, so we do have the top three. We're still working away. We got the 8-71, Seth Knoll out of Rootstown. Number 10 backing up Aaron Jacobs out of Suffield. And it looks like we still have the 825 back on the timer after refire and making contact and restarting the clock over. And it looks like the time may have expired, but that's going to be the third place finisher, the 825. So right now we got a 1-2 finish going here between the number 10 Actually, that's Dylan Tasker. I'm sorry, we had three number 10s in this particular heat. So my apologies to Dylan Tasker out of a Whalen. Oh, and a double stall out right there. And look at all the steam coming out from these vehicles right now. They're trying to refire at this time. Get both of them restarted. Dylan Tasker in the number 10. And I hear something rolling around out there. That's the 871. Like the 871. Seth Knoll out of Rootstown backing up. And we get a little real estate between him and Dylan Tasker as Dylan tries to refire. The 10 putting another hit on. Courtesy of the 871. Oh, and looky there. Dylan Tasker worked a little magic inside of that number 10 automobile, got her back fired up, and is now acting as the aggressor. The 871 bringing in Seth Knoll out of Rootstown. And you can see some hard hitting going on inside of these vehicles here. They may be small. Looks like we may have a little bit of slippage. Number 10 still making some contact. But Seth Knowles keeping the 871 running as well. And I believe the transmission may be going downhill, if that's what I'm smelling from up here. But the clutch is actually, in this one he's saying he's got, or they may say there's an axle broke. I'm not sure what's going on, but something's definitely getting roached up there. We got a aroma making its way to the top, but the 871 with the advantage this time. That's Seth Knoll out of Rootstown. There goes the red flag, folks. The red flag is up. And the checkered flag is heading down toward the 8-71, driven by Seth Knoll out of Rootstown. And that vehicle sponsored by O'Neill's Drive-Thru and Angela's Pizza. And there is your winner, Seth Knoll, perched high atop the 8-71 machine. A very respectable second place finish for Dylan Tasker in the number 10 out of a Whalen, sponsored by West Branch Marina. And our third place driver has already been figured out. That's the orange machine, the 825. Joe Heater out of Alliance. Again, in this youth event, paid $750 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third. And a congratulations to all the drivers that got a chance to come out here. That's going to round out our field of the Smash It Leaf cars. Okay, looks like we got green flags flying all the way around. So if you would, help me give them a countdown, starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go. And they are off and running here at the Smash It Leaf class as part of night number 2 at the Smash It Demolition Derby, part of your 2016 Portage County Randolph Fair. We are going to take it down to the last vehicle running in this class. Right now, looks like all of our vehicles still running strong, and there goes the T91, Tim Novak out of Suffield, heading on down to the track. Our first-time driver, the 1977 Jennifer Cuppett, making her way down, going to be around a big field. Looks like she's going to stop just shy. The 177X, that's Tanner Boyer, coming on down towards the Hillbilly machine, and already it looks like the Hillbilly is starting to get a little bit warm. Up under the collar right now. That's the 8819 really out of line. Looks like Billy is currently squared off. That's Cody Kincher. 11:28. They may be locked bumper to bumper down there. Caleb Joy in the June bug getting that squared around. And there comes Jeff Eldrith in the 1811X. And he's wasting no time taking that thing on down to the far end of the track. He's here out of Suffield. Very familiar face. This is his 30th year participating in the demolition derbies out there. So again, 30 great years. And 38 Shane Day out of Ravenna coming on in. Look down at the far end. We do have Jeff Brander out of Diamond. He's up there in the front of that stack of 3 drivers coming on down. In behind him, Josh Reed in the 735, 718 right in the back of the pack. And we have Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. And it looks like Tim Novak, that's in the T91, maybe currently hooked up onto the concrete barricade right now. And look at the 8819, they're getting a grill full. That's the Hillbilly machine. Definitely running warm out there. He's keeping it running though, going back towards track central at this time. And what do you know? Tanner Boyer's into 177X. Out of Suffield, bringing her on back down to the track right now. They're tracking up in the middle. And Junebugs winding up that machine. That's Caleb Joy out of Drelton. Nose to nose 538. And I'll tell you, it looks like the Hillbilly machine definitely going from bad to worse down there at this time. Has got to be getting mighty warm up inside that machine right now. Looks like the number 200 is going to be chased down right now. That's Jeff Brander out of a diamond. In behind him is going to be the 209X Lee Lovejoy out of Ravenna. Still got that party at 2. It looks like Cody Kinder been squaring off with the 8819. Billy Loudon all Derby long right now. And the 1811X Jeff Eldridge right at track central. He's nose to nose. 177X Tanner Boyer out of Suffield. Eternal Flame are rolling off of that header. And here comes the 209X Lee Lovejoy. Taking his machine right on down. It looks like Hillbilly may be having some serious issues with the 8819. Let's see how he's able to keep that thing working right here. The 1977 still got the flag up. It looks like maybe having a little... Oh, and daggone it, there goes the flag off the doorpost of the 1977. But I'll tell you what, that's a respectable way to start out the Demolition Derby career out here. First Derby, she hangs, it's hung in there quite a long time with a lot of these seasoned veterans out here. And look at them heading down the track. My goodness gracious, what a wild ride that was down there. We went on down at a high rate of speed. My goodness, there was serious action going on. Hopefully everybody caught that as the sky, what those drivers were looking at on down here. That was one heck of a wild hit. And they are packing them in down there. It looks like that's where all the action's heading right now. And look at the steam rolling off the 200 down at the far end. What a wild set of hits that was, I'll tell you. Oh, we've got some good Demolition Derby action here at Portage County Randolph Fair. Got quite a flamethrower underneath the hood of the 1811X Jeff Eldridge, keeping that machine going. Kind of surprised he got her cobbled back together, but I'll tell you, a lot of Demolition Derby experience behind the wheel of the 1811X. Jeff Eldridge's been at this for quite a long time, and he always has been out here. Veteran driver. We can say that he puts the skills to work to get the vehicle back on the track. Now Junebug, Caleb Joy bringing it on down. The 841 going to be following up. That's Jason Lovejoy. I believe Hillbilly, Billy Loudon, 8819 out of contention right now. Not a lot of movement on that machine. Jeff Brander in the number 200. 718, Jonathan Marshall out of Deerfield. Going strong right here, side by side with Tanner Ford for the 177X, 735, John Freed out of Rootstown. 209X Lee Lovejoy out of Ravenna. Didn't know that. Down in the 291 on the far side right now. Special bad luck tonight. Dane Day behind the wheel of 538. He's going to take a pop in the nose from Jeff Brander's number 200. Jason Lovejoy in the 841 here out of Ravenna tonight. Junebug driven by Caleb Joy out of Drelton. Cody Kinder in the 1128. Rounding out the field, Jeff Eldridge 1811X. Takes us down to the last vehicle running here. Like the 1811X sagging down on the track a little bit, tires going flat. That's been one heck of a machine out there. Now I've got movement. About 9 cars still left running. 9 cars left running. We're going to say the top 4. The top 4 to be getting some prize money. Jeff Eldridge, 3 attempt. Get that thing going. Tanner Porter from the 177X. Coming on back through at this time. Again, Tanner Boyer is one of the drivers that has worked his way up and progressed through the stages here. He's big in the circuit in the youth adult league for quite some time. He got some great pointers from a lot of experienced drivers here in the youth adult. Looks like Jeff Elder flip sliding his machine around. Oh, hold him up, drivers, hold him up. Got the red flags flying. Hold him up. Got the red flags. Hold them up. The red flags are flying out here. And the green flags are flying. They're ready to get things back underway. Looks like the 1811X is going to be taking a hit in the nose. 841 of Jason Lovejoy. And they're packing them in down there at the far end. Jeff Elder's still trying to work his machine together. And that was a legal hit in behind the driver's door on the 718. That was Jonathan Hartzell out of the Deerfield. You'll see the drivers are steering away from those driver's doors here, so that's the one area that they're not able to make contact. Number 200 coming on into play. That's Jeff Brander out of Diamond. He's over there mixing it up at 735 with Josh Reed. 718 is still running strong. He's been putting some hits out there. That's Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield. It looks like this punishment review starting to wear on quite a few of these cars. Sitting idle out here, unfortunately, on the track. 841. That was Steve's winning vehicle last night. Back for night number 2. Hopping and popping up in the air. The number 200, Jeff Brander out of Diamond. Working his way down toward the west. I believe we may be down to 7 and 1 on the timer at this time. Referee's keeping a close eye on Jeff Elder's 1811X. Working our way down towards the last vehicle running down here. Got 7 of them left running at this time. We got just better than 50 shots. Number 200 trying to bring fire. Just under out of the Diamond. Over there. Coming on in. With a puff and poke, I think the 200 is just on the back. Out of the muscling his way in. 735, Josh Reed out of Georgetown. All the action right here at the track. The whole body of real estate on low visual track for these drivers to make some headway. Back and forth. 841. Look at him roll on down the track. Jason Lovejoy. At least working on it. Get that completed. The smoke is rolling off a lot of these vehicles, so we can definitely tell the heat coming down through. Okay, and it looks like 177X. Tanner Boyers back up against the same concrete wall, and it looks like it's the same problem that he had last night. Had some broken steering on the 177X. It looks like that broken steering may be plaguing that automobile once again at this time. Getting jockeyed around down at the far end. That's Jason Lovejoy out of Ravenna. He's got her fired back up. Tanner Boyer, maybe, nope, he's going after the 718. Jonathan Hartzell out of Deerfield on the receiving end of that hit. Bouncing off of him, going after Josh Reed out of Rootstown, making contact with two different drivers on that one go around. And it looks like we may have 735. Josh Reed taking himself out of contention. Flag going down on that machine. Look at there. We got the 177X making a little bit of headway right now. The 841 going to be packing down along that concrete barricade once again. We are down to the last four vehicles running. We got Jonathan Hartzell in the 817, Tanner Boyers in the 177X, Shane Day in the 538, and Jason Lovejoy in the 841. All guaranteed some prize money. We got $1,500 to win, $750 for second, $500 for third, and $250 for the fourth place finish. Again, all of tonight's Demolition Derby action brought to you by Charchone, Aleppo Rents, and East Manufacturing. Luck would have it. 177X. Live car show up in the crosshair. Got the 718, Jonathan Hartzell, trying to get re-fired. And the 841 going to be turning his attention over now. He's definitely an equal opportunity hitter right now. The 538 wiggling his way out of that predicament. Down the road they come. I'll tell you, these last four vehicles. That's Shane Day out of Ravenna. It looks like time did expire on the 718 right now to make contact with the live car. So that's Jonathan Hartzell in the 718, going to be finishing in fourth place out of Deerfield. Unfortunately, at the time, didn't have any live vehicles down there. Now, Tanner Boyers up against the concrete wall. Again, the same exact predicament as last night. The 177X up against the infield side barricade with no steering. Only difference is that 177X was turned around last night the opposite direction. He's trying the best he can to make some contact with the live car, but they are keeping a close eye on the time of the 177X machine. Jason Lovejoy and Shane Day. We are down to two. The 177X, Tanner Boyers, finishing in third place right now. So it's a 1-2 finish between Jason Lovejoy and Shane Day. Jason Lovejoy behind the wheel, the 841. Shane Day in the 538. And the flames dancing out of the exhaust of the 841. And that thing running just a little bit on the rich side. Got a few sparks flying out from underneath the 538. And you can tell the 841 running just a wee bit on the rich side with those flames coming out there, the eternal flames out the exhaust. It looks like he may just be on the cusp of getting that thing refired, but the referee's keeping a close eye. Last contact made by the 538, Shane Day. Both vehicles with the life knocked out of them at this time. I hear some movement out of the 841. Jason Lovejoy out of Ravenna. Got her back going, and you can see that motor is running hot. The flames alternating out of each side. And at this point in time, both of them are back out. And the starter's getting a workout right now. Both drivers out of Ravenna. And the 538, Shane Day. In behind him, Jason Lovejoy, the 841. 841 with the last contact. As the seconds click by, and there go the red flags, folks. The red flags are flying. Okay, the calling was the 841 was bumper to bumper. And it was not a hit, it was actually a shove. The last aggressive hit, the referee said, was from the 538, even though the time ran out. The last contact and the last hit came from the 538. A shove is not a hit. The referees down on the track said the 538 was the last aggressive hit and not a shove when they were bumper to bumper out there. That's what happened. That was a call on the track. The official are on the track discussing it right now, but the 538 taking the checkered at this time. That was Shane Day in first, and the second is the 841, Jason Lovejoy. Again, both drivers out of Ravenna, but the referees clarifying that at the end. We did have Tanner Boyers in third in the 177X, Jonathan Hartzell in the 718 out of Deerfield. So that is going to be the finishing on those. Now we have a lot of mini cars. A lot of mini cars going to be up next. We need drivers only out on the track. Drivers only.
Once that car was on the inside, came in, I can't see any one green dripping or left. Remember the last one that came in on the left.
Got the 83, that's Jason Webb out of Atwater. I do have 804, Mike McLaughlin out of Kent. Way around the track. Drivers and referees are ready, so help me count them down. Starting with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let them go, and they're off and running here at the Smash It, Crash It, Tear 'em Up Automobile Mini Car event. This is the last event here on night number 2 of the Smash It Demolition Derby, brought to you by East Manufacturing, Aleppo Rinse, and Shar Show. They're packing them in right now. I'll tell you, these buzz bombs getting her done. A whole lot of flurry of activity out there. That's the number 10. We got another number 10, the Tasker machine. 119 is Joe Lee out of Salem coming on in here. That's number 9. That's one of our first drivers. George Long out of Kent rolling in right now. Mike Maduri's number 88 coming on down there. Watch the 812, folks. My goodness, what a hit from Brett Bailey out of Palmyra. Not sure if the 812 is going to have any more hits in it, but that was a fantastic shot. Nope, there goes the flag off the doorpost in the 812. And they are sliding them on in here. The 88, Mike Maduri, coming on in. And that number 12. Looks like he might be sitting high atop. Some shrapnel on the track. That was Tyler Steele out of Ravenna. Here comes our 44. And they are pushing them into the concrete barricade. That's Jeffrey Lee out of Newton Falls. Mike Maduri in the 88 coming on down through here, and what a hit. That did quite a bit of damage on the back of that automobile right back over there. The roof side almost off the top of that. We'll see how that thing is able to keep rolling. Referees keeping a close eye. Now the 83 is the next one in the sights of the 88. That's Jason Webb out of Atwater. Eric Long out of Kent driving the number 12. Got a whole side door full of the number 9. George Long, who's also out of Kent. George going to be backing in the number 630, Kenny Kaiser. Kenny's over here driving out of the Ravenna area. Oh, the 119. That's Marty Shields, the tie-dye 119. Hold him up, hold him up. Got the red flags flying. Hold him up. Hold them up, drivers. Hold them up. Got the red flags flying all around the track. Hold them up, number 12 down at the far end. Hold them up. Hold them up, drivers. There, we finally got the 12 stopped down there. They're flying high in the sky. They're ready to go ahead and turn them loose and let them go. Getting the action back underway. Right here in front of the grandstand, we got the 727 working the middle of the track right now. That's Brandon Klinksmith out of Suffield getting turned around. We got the 18X rolling on down there. He's going to be shoved down the track. That's Robert Bidwell. And I think we got a driver holding her up against the rev limiter there. That must be George Long in the number 9 out of Kent. We got some sparks rolling on. Is the 44 okay? We got something. Oh, we got the 6 and 1/2. That's Tony Smith out of Mogador. bringing her on down, heading west.
You see inside the 44 down there as well.
Now the 83 backing up. Oh, and the collision craft with luckily a swing and a miss. The 61, that's Douglas Morey. May want to consider buying a lottery ticket because he just missed the bullet there, courtesy of the 50XL. 50XL, that was Justin Crossman out of Rootstown. Going on down there and just kind of sidestepped that number 61 machine. I believe that's Chris Billers in the 715 down at the far end right now, mixing it up with the 61. Over to the near side, the 83 been all over the track. That's Jason Webb out of Atwater. We got 727 sliding on around there as well, heading west. That's Brandon Klingsmith. And here they come. That's the 527, Cody Christie, actually. Cody Christie being followed up by the number 61 of Douglas Morey II. 06.5. That's Tony Smith out of Mogador. Been putting some hard hits on. And doggone, don't you know the 12. Looks like time had expired for Eric Long out of Kent. Still have one of our Kent drivers. That's George Long in the number 9. Making a break right now. Looks like the 61 trying to refire. We'll see if he's able to get that thing moving at this time. That's Douglas Morey II. And the sparks just a flying off the 50XL of Justin Crossman out of Rootstown. Kenny Kaiser, he's easy to find. He's down there, been blasting out some of those torches out of the exhaust. The number 630 machine, got the red roof sign perched up high atop of his automobile. I can still see some movement off the number 44. That's Jeffrey Lee out of Newton Falls. He had been shedding some sparks throughout the night. Now, folks, I see a few of you heading out tonight. We certainly appreciate you coming out here, spending some time with us here on night number 2 of the Smash Demolition Derby. Part of your 158 Portage County Randolph Fair. If you're heading out tonight, please be safe going home. Look forward to seeing you here back soon. And time expiring on a few of these vehicles right now. I can see the 119 like pulling down the flag on the doorpost. Now the referee's keeping a close eye on the drivers down there at the far end. Like they're all working down in very close proximity. All of the daylight down at the near end of the track right now. In this particular event, we are going to be paying out 4 spots, $12.50 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third, and $100 for fourth. Now, I believe we're down to about 5 vehicles left running. 5 of them running. I know the 44 appears to be on the clock at this time. Jeffrey Lee out of a Newton Falls trying to refire. 50XL, Justin Crossman out of Rootstown. Still working that into the track, side by side. Looks like time may have expired on the 44. The referee's trying to get the attention of the 44, and there goes the flag off the doorpost of Jeffrey Lee's machine.
This is 6:30 on the timer. I think we're down to 4.
Okay, I do believe we are down to 4 drivers at this time. I can see that the 630 Kenny Kaiser showing some movement. I got movement off the number 83 Jason Webb. Douglas Morey the second is in the number 61. And finally, the number 50XL, Justin Crossman. So some familiar names here in the mini car event. 4 drivers are left running. All 4 guaranteed some prize money. Again, it's going to pay $12.50 to win, $500 for second, $250 for third, and $100 for a 4th place finish. Right now, it looks like the 50XL with the most running room. That's Justin Crossman out of Rootstown. And down at the far end, there goes the number 61 back running. '83 heading on down, and Kenny Kaiser. Well, Kenny Kaiser's got his back running as well. So it looks like all 4 of these minis back underway right now. And again, folks, if you are heading out, again, we thank you for coming out here, spending the evening with us to Smash the Demolition Derby. Don't forget a lot of great things coming up the rest of the week here at your 158th Portage County Randolph Fair. Looks like the 50XL trying to get jockeyed around at this time. There's a no shot. Number 61 just got refired. He's getting slid on back down toward the track. The number 83 trying to refire as well. Jason Webb out of Atwater. You can see the smoke just pouring out from under the hood of that number 83 machine.
want Portage flag down. Who was on who's fourth?
Okay, looks like it's down to a two-car show at this time. The 50XL with the advantage. That's Justin Crosby out of Rootstown. The 630 sitting sideways, and there it is. The red flag's flying. The red flag's flying. Your winner in the 50XL, Justin Crosby out of Rootstown, sponsored by Collision Craft, going away with the win. The second place is the number 630. That is Kenny Kaiser out of Ravenna, also sponsored by Collision Craft. Third is going to be the number 83, Jason Webb out of Atwater. And in fourth place, that's Douglas Morey, the second out of Atwater, and the number 61 down at the far end. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to thank you for coming out here and spending the evening with us here at the Smash It Demolition Derby. And night number 2, we do appreciate you coming out here and enjoying all the Demolition Derby action. We would also like to thank all the drivers as well for taking the time to get their vehicles ready and bringing them out here. Always a great bunch of drivers out here at your Portage County Randolph Fair. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow night, the rodeo going to be taking place here, bull riding and barrel racing. Plan to come back for that. That is a great, great event. Friday, the ERA Western Truck and Tractor Pull is going to be happening. Saturday, the OSTPA Truck and Tractor Pulls. And finally, rounding out your fair, that is going to be the Rough Truck on Sunday at your 158th Portage County Randolph Fair. Folks, we still got Mid-Vid racing videos out here. Mid-Vid racing videos are here. They're going to be taking orders for a short period of time. If you'd like to come up